Bonjour, Brittany! Despite the chaos, the Tour de France remains larger than life. 4 days in, and we're leaving Brittany, and every stage has been emotionally charged.
The pressure that's put on the guys, especially at this level, I mean, it's to be expected. There's a lot of emotion there.
That win is just a pressure valve, and often a lot of water comes out when it's released.
Honestly, that's the Tour de France. I think the biggest race of the year, and definitely seeing Cav winning yesterday was super emotional, and everybody was cheering.
From day one with Julian Alaphilippe to yesterday evening with Mark Cavendish in Fougères.
Oh, a huge crash! Loads of riders go down on the right-hand side of the road. Julian Alaphilippe, he wins stage number 1. Is it going to be Cavendish? Cavendish takes the stage!
Dedicate my life to this sport, especially to this race.
Tour de France, you gotta do your laundries. Putting it in the dryer now, almost finished. We've had horrible crashes, but they've not been able to detract from the biggest names in bike racing winning stages in this Tour de France. And some of those huge names, those big winning riders, they've been crying like babies after the stage in the post-race interviews.
I have no words. Really, I don't know what to say.
And that just shows the gravity of the Tour de France. Look at the chateau. This is right where we stayed last night. Today we are leaving Brittany, heading over into the neighboring region after 4 days of racing. I'm going to recap these last 4 days of racing, and after today's 5th stage, a time trial, I'm going to give you an idea of what the GC looks like and what we can expect in the coming weeks of the Tour de France.
Oh, it's a wet one here in the Tour de France, but everybody's still racing with all their heart. Just think about the last 4 days of the Tour de France in Brittany, what happened and all those tears that just flew from the riders' eyes. Think about Julian Alaphilippe on stage 1, racing, blasting away to the stage win.
Here he goes, Julian Alaphilippe. He wins stage number 1 of the Tour de
and
France.
Crying at the finish because it was a win for his newborn baby, and it was a win 1 year after his father passed away. Another day, another victory, and more emotions flew on day 2 with Mathieu Van Der Poel. And he was out there racing to try to get the yellow jersey that his grandfather Raymond Poulador never had.
Mathieu Van Der Poel points to the sky. He remembers his granddad Poulador.
Who were you thinking of when you crossed the line?
Yeah, my granddad, of course.
Mathieu Van Der Poel in his first Tour de France, blasted away on the Mur de Bretagne, took the bonus seconds, then again on the second and final time at the Mur de Bretagne, blasted away again, got a gap, got the stage win, and got the yellow jersey. Well, you think about the last 5 years, many people had written off Mark Cavendish since his last victory in the Tour de France back then in 2016, but the Koenig Quick-Step re-signed Mark Cavendish, put faith into him, and brought him back here to the biggest bike race in the world, and he won. He's approaching the record of Eddie Merckx with 34 wins in the Tour de France, and yes, tears were flowing from Mark Cavendish.
It's been my whole life. Through circumstances, it felt like it was taken away, you know. I'm just in disbelief, man.
And that just shows how much emotion comes from a Tour de France stage win when you're working for a goal and you're working all year to get to the biggest bike race in the world, and you're putting all your effort and energy into the race.
Tadej Pogačar did not cry today, but he went out there and destroyed the field after 4 emotional days of racing. He was cold, calculated, and kicked them all in the butt in this time trial. He put time into Primoz Roglic, Geraint Thomas, Richard Carapaz, lost buckets of time out there. But there's 16 more days of racing, and this race is sure to give us even more madness as we head into the coming stages, the coming weeks. But for sure, despite all the chaos, the Tour de France remains larger than life.